Fernando Pimentel of ThaBoxingvoice.com here once again with Crystina
Hold on,
Poncher.
start over. You gotta say your name slower. People are not gonna know your name if you. That's a very important part of your interviews. You need to say who you are.
All right, let's do this.
I'm Crystina Poncher. People will be like,
Let's
who?
do this again. Let's do this again. Ready?
Take
One,
pride
two,
in your
three.
name.
Fernando Pimentel of ThaBoxingVoice.com here once again with the lovely and beautiful Crystina Poncher, who's giving me tips on how to do interviews. So I'll be better at this sooner than later.
Come on. I was just saying, slow down your name so people know who you are. You do great interviews. They should know where to find you and who you're working for. So I just said slow that part down a little bit. That's all.
I will from now on. Now, let's talk about this fight. Let's talk about how Top Rank is doing it again. They're bringing out great fights. Viktor Postol versus Terence Crawford, unification, 140 pounds, fight everybody wanted to see.
Absolutely.
They've been calling it. So what are your thoughts on it?
Everybody did want to see it. They didn't want to see it on pay-per-view, but as you know, boxing is a business and things have to be done. If you want to keep fighters active, sometimes these are the, risks, if you will, that promoters have to take. We want Terence Crawford to fight 3 times this year, and in order to make that happen, one of the fights had to be on a pay-per-view. But this is what boxing needs, the best fighting the best. 2 of the top guys in the division fighting at the division's weight for both belts. It's what boxing needs right now, and these are 2 representatives of the 140-pound division that I think, are really going to look to put on a show and can carry the belt for a long time if they stay at 140.
Something interesting you just said there, and I want to touch on it. And you said we didn't want to see this fight on pay-per-view. A fight that we didn't want to see on pay-per-view was Golovkin-Lemieux. We knew that was more of a one-sided affair. This one seems to be more of a 50-50. People are picking Postol, people are picking Crawford. Do you think that this fight can outdo something like that, considering the fact that this fight is more competitive?
I do. I do think it's more competitive, and that fight was tough because neither fighter was an American. So it's tough to sell a fight of 2 foreigners in the United States. Although Gennady Golovkin has a ton of fans here, I think people will be surprised at Crawford's fan base and Postol and being with Freddie Roach. That always helps training out of the wild card. So I anticipate this fight to do better than that, and the matchup is better. If you want to see the best fight the best, then you should support fights like this, because so many people complain that people duck people. They pay step aside money or they fight at a catch weight. Like, support your sport, support the sport that you love, and support fights like this, because these are the kind of fights that promoters should be making.
And Bob also let the undercard out. Chi Santana's fighting Benavidez, and then we have Gilberto Ramirez coming back fighting, and Oscar Valdez is the opener. So we're getting a good packed undercard, considering if you saw what Valdez did to Gradovic at the Pacquiao pay-per-view, you saw what Gilberto Ramirez did to Arthur Abraham, and Benavidez is just an amazing fighter. So this card is stacked top to bottom.
And it is, and I know some people this is the thing. You want your fighters, especially fighters that are either have a world title or working towards one, to stay as active as possible. So you're not going to get the best matchups every time on an undercard, but to keep the guys that are entertaining and exciting, busy and fighting, you got to make these type of matchups. And I think Oscar Valdez is well on his way to getting a title shot. Gilberto Ramirez is fighting a mandatory, I believe it's a mandatory challenger. So those are things that you got to take care of in this business, and they put on good shows, and those are the type of guys you want to see on an undercard, and Jose Benavidez as well. So it should be a really, really good night. And Bob likes to pack Hispanic fighters on the undercard because he knows that the Hispanic fan base in boxing is so strong. And come out to Vegas and enjoy a great night on July 23rd.
Well, not just a great night on July 23rd, but on the 22nd. As you heard Bob said on Friday night, Ukraine fans, Nebraskan fans, show your IDs, show your tickets, and we're throwing a party for you guys. That's something I haven't seen.
That. I think it's my birthday party, and he's trying to get people to come and to say it's for boxing, but my birthday's fight week too, so I think that's really what it's for. But listen to Bob, get your tickets. No, I didn't really know about that, honestly.
And then the price point for the tickets are really good. 50, 100, 200, 300 for floor, I believe. Great price point.
Yeah, it's not priced what a typical pay-per-view ticket would be priced for people coming to the fight. And I think that they're being realistic and reasonable. And I actually think the price of the pay-per-view will be lower than normal as well. So, they're trying to do what they can to make it accessible to the fans. And it's still a great quality of a product, so you should support.
Yeah, the pay-per-view is $49.95 from what Bob announced and everything. So it's your birthday, huh?
We're on that on beer sometimes watching fights.
This is true. This is true. Food and beer cost more than that.
Yes, July 20th is going down fight week. We're going to have a party somewhere, whether it's after the fight or before. Can't party too hard before, but it should be a fun week. July's a good month.
So is Crystina Poncher going to let us know how old she is?
No, I will not. No.
Don't worry. I will not ask you that. We're just making fun of that one, but still, it's going to be a great fight. Plus, it's going to be in Vegas. The only downfall, of course, it's going to be in the middle of July, and it's going to be hot.
But all the events are inside. Come into the casino, come to the arrivals, come to the weigh-ins. Everything's inside. It's not like we're going to be having you out in the heat sweating. So come out. It's a good time to be in Vegas. Summer is what it's made of out there. So.
Now, one thing that a lot of people aren't paying attention to, and that's that Freddie Roach is Viktor Postol's trainer. Back, it's been a few times now that Freddie has expressed that he would like Terence Crawford to fight Manny Pacquiao.
Sure.
Do you think that an impressive victory by Crawford in this fight, Freddie being in the corner of Postol, is more of a scouting than anything else?
Well, that all depends on if Manny Pacquiao comes back to boxing or not. He's in a Senate race. Looks like he's locked in to get a seat there in the Philippines. So it just depends. I think he will, and I think it could be a good prelude to a possible matchup between Crawford and Pacquiao. But he wanted that fight even before they chose Bradley. He would have preferred to have, and I think that fighters or trainers like Freddie want good tests. They want new opponents. Things can get monotonous preparing for the same guy time after time. So they did it against Marquez 4 times and now against Bradley 3 times. So I think he wanted something fresh and new. And so he'll get a look with Postol. And, obviously I don't think that maybe the Crawford Pacquiao fight, I think maybe it depends on what happens in the fight. You know what I mean? Like if Postol wins, then do we still make that fight? If Postol loses, then, so... He'll want his guy to win, but does that derail maybe Pacquiao fighting Crawford? Who knows?
Completely understood there. Well, as always, Crystina, I thank you for your time. It's always lovely. It's always fun to talk to my countrywoman.
That's right.
She is awesome. She is awesome. She's great. She knows her stuff, people. So watch her, look for her. Get on Periscope. You really need to start doing that. You're on Twitter, Snapchat, and this, but come on, girl. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
At Crystina Poncher on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I do have a Periscope. Fernando always tells me that I need a Periscope more, so I'll try to do a better job. I'll try to get back on that.
You guys know we Periscope all the time, and we get you guys a lot of backstage stuff. This lady right here works. This lady works for Top Rank.
And they ask their question, and then they get off, and it's just like, that's it. And then you see all the numbers going down. It's kind of sad.
It is. I agree.
You can see the viewers.
But no. But now Periscope has upgraded where it actually shows you like where it peaked at. There's been times
that's
where
how long I have not been on
and there's been times where I'm like, okay, look, there's like 100 and something viewers here for something. Trust me, you who get all access, everything, everywhere, you get to see what fans want to see. You'll show them, they'll be there, they'll follow it. They'll be able to follow it, and that's what they want to do. They're looking for somebody who does it. Nobody.
We give each other advice. I told him to slow down his intro on his name. He tells me to get on Periscope. I mean, that's what people do. We help each other out.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, look, come on. How many times have you been with Freddie and Pacquiao? Backstage that nobody gets to see it. Everybody would love to see it on Periscope. You with, let's say, Jesse Vargas or Brandon Rios, the way you guys interact, you guys have intimate moments where it's just fun. Everybody's like me and you.
Well, because it becomes like a family. I do work for a promoter. It's no secret. All these guys are fighters. So I think part of what makes my job so great and our interviews successful is the fact that they feel comfortable talking to me, and we just have conversations. So it would be fun to get to show, when the cameras are not on per se, just how cool these guys are. I worked in NFL, I worked with college hoops, and boxers are the best because they have in terms of ego, they have the least amount of ego and bravado than other professional athletes do. And I think more people should get to see what they're like when the cameras are not on with the spotlight per se. So you're right.
And see, that's what I'm trying to get her to do, guys. So trust me, she better start doing it sooner, or else I'm gonna get her.
Reality show. You heard it here first. All right, guys.
All right, guys. As I said, it's a great time being with Crystina Poncher as always. Fernando Pimentel of ThaBoxingvoice.com, Crystina Poncher of Top Rank, saying we'll see you guys at the fights. No other sight in the game, 'cause see the boxing voice.